Hello and welcome to Starting Points, where one thing leads to another. Last time, I was looking at alphabet books. Well, here's another example. This is Allison's Xenia by Anita Lobel, and she wrote a number of children's books, as did her husband, Arnold Lobel. Frog and Toad stories, for example. This, she has given herself a challenge. A challenge. It's not going to be too hard, we know, to come up with a flower for each letter of the alphabet. And it wouldn't be too hard to come up with a person's name that starts with the same letter, with the letters through the alphabet. But you also have to have a verb. So, I'll best explain it by showing you what I have in mind here, or what she did. First of all, it's a book about giving. It's a book about giving something to someone. And in this case, Allison acquired an amaryllis for Burl. What an amazing bulb plant. Talk about growing something around Christmas time, an amaryllis inside. Oh, that's an interesting little demonstration of what happens with the bulb. Burl bought a begonia for Crystal. So the cycle is that Crystal's going to do something that starts with a C, the verb, and a plant that starts with a C that she's going to give to somebody whose name starts with a D. And the person with a D is going to do the same thing. A D for a verb, a D for the plant, and so forth. Interesting puzzle sort of thing to come up with in an ABC, that's cyclical aspect. Talk about imagination. I mean, that's imagination there. This is Play with Your Food by Joost Elfers. So simple. This caught my eye as I was walking by a downtown, a food store specialized in cooking utensils and things like that. In the front window, this book was. Well, that makes sense. And I said, whoa. So I went inside and looked at it, and I said, oh, this is an amazing book. The back cover. So this book caught a lot of people's eye and attention. Now, I knew Joost Elfers already because he had produced an tangram book with all kinds of neat puzzles and designs and extensions. I'd had a tangram book by Ronald Reed, and especially liked to use his alphabet that he designed. And so it wasn't long till there must have been some demand, and Joost joins up with Saxon Fryman, and they do baby food, probably tomato, stems, little cut there, made that into a beak, a little carving out of a bit of the cover, skin, putting a seed in there, Another one on the back uses a mushroom and some baby onions for the eggs. Gus and Button. One Lonely Seahorse. You know, I peel bananas, many a banana, and usually there's like almost 4 flaps. To cut each of those 4 in half and put them in this arrangement, and there you've got this octopus. There are 2 little eyes you put in. This is an Asian eggplant and some pepper. And I don't know, just it's delightful, delightful. Makes you want to play with your food. Old MacDonald had an apartment house. Also a very funny story, problem solving. Written by Judith Barrett and illustrated by her husband, Ron Barrett. And there's some color in the pictures that add accent and detail. It's a funny. Here's another funny book. James Stevenson, Grandpa's Too Good Garden. Everything grows so big. It reminds me of the giant turnip as they're trying to harvest these enormous Too Good plants. Pumpkin Time by Jan Andrews is wacky in a most charming way. I won't give anything away on that one. That's a neat story to share. The Pumpkin Patch, another pumpkin story. This one is Story and Photographs by Elizabeth King. And here's something by Jean Tetherington called Pumpkin Pumpkin. And the last book I wanted to share with you is Sarah Stewart. And her husband David Small did the illustrations. It's called The Gardener. And whereas many of these are funny and clever, this one is poignant about a young girl who goes to live during the time of the Depression. Father's has lost his job, and the uncle says, "Can I help? Maybe she could come and help my bakery in town." Well, she goes from the country into the big town, and she loves planting things and flowers, and she window boxes, and she brings a smile. She brightens people's day, just like in the giving of a plant or a flower to somebody does to their day. So the gardener. Well, thanks for joining me. Until next time, bye for now.